She never argued with the family. She never demanded the inheritance. She simply smiled, while quietly taking everything. When 76-year-old Gerald Moss became too weak to manage his own affairs, Donna Moss convinced him that his own daughter could no longer be trusted. At the same time, money began disappearing from his bank accounts. Then came a new will worth $2.6 million. Everyone blamed Gerald's younger brother, Ray, until the trial exposed the one secret Ray never knew his own wife was hiding. The courtroom didn't just destroy a fortune, it destroyed a marriage. Stay with us until the very end, because today's story proves that the cruelest betrayals don't always happen between enemies. Sometimes they happen when one person's lies are powerful enough to destroy two families at the same time. Gerald Moss was 76 years old and had spent his career as a civil engineer in Charlotte, North Carolina, retiring in 2014 after 34 years designing municipal infrastructure across the state. He had built a careful estate over those decades, including his home, 2 investment accounts, and a rental property on the north side of Charlotte, valued together at $2.6 million. His wife had passed in 2019, and his daughter, Lisa, 43, had become his primary family support, visiting several times a week, managing his medical schedule, and maintaining the kind of close and easy relationship with her father that neither of them had ever needed to discuss or define. Gerald's younger brother, Ray, 68, had maintained a warm but distant relationship with Gerald throughout their adult lives. They saw each other at holidays and called occasionally, but Ray had his own life in Raleigh, and the distance between them had been geographic as much as anything else. Ray's wife, Donna, 64, had been part of the family for 22 years. She was organized, socially fluid, and had always managed the practical dimensions of Ray and Gerald's family interactions with an efficiency that everyone appreciated without examining too closely. When Gerald's health declined following a diabetes hospitalization in early 2022, Ray and Donna began visiting Charlotte more frequently. Gerald was genuinely pleased to have his brother closer. Lisa was initially relieved. Having Ray present during her father's recovery felt like shared responsibility rather than added complication. What Lisa did not know was that Donna had been studying Gerald's financial situation carefully during those visits. She had observed his account statements, which Gerald kept organized in a folder in his home office, and which he had shown Ray during a conversation about managing his affairs. She had noted the account numbers, the balances, and the billing schedules for his regular expenses. She had also identified the name and contact information of Gerald's estate attorney from a folder she had seen on his desk. Donna began her operation carefully and in stages. The first stage was narrative. During Ray's visits, Donna found moments alone with Gerald and used them consistently. She mentioned with apparent reluctance that she had overheard Lisa on the phone asking questions about Gerald's rental property that had struck her as unusual. She expressed concern, presented as genuine worry for Gerald, that Lisa's visits seemed to coincide with financial decisions Gerald was making. She told Gerald she hoped she was wrong, but she cared about him too much to say nothing. She repeated variations of these conversations across multiple visits, always privately, always framed as love rather than accusation. The second stage was financial. Donna had identified a pattern in Gerald's account management and had obtained his online banking credentials during a visit when she helped him troubleshoot what she described as a login issue on his computer. Beginning in March of 2022, she made a series of transfers from Gerald's personal savings account to an account she controlled, keeping each transfer below the amount Gerald was likely to notice in his monthly review. Over 7 months, she transferred $160,000 in amounts ranging from $4,000 to $12,000 per transaction. Then came a new will worth $2.6 million. Everyone blamed Gerald's younger brother, Ray, until the trial exposed the one secret Ray never knew his own wife was hiding. The courtroom didn't just destroy a fortune, it destroyed a marriage. The third stage was legal. In September of 2022, Donna arranged for Gerald to meet with a document preparation service she described as a service Ray had used for his own estate planning. She told Gerald the appointment was routine and that updating his documents while he had family support nearby was simply sensible planning. Ray drove Gerald to the appointment. Ray believed the appointment was exactly what Donna had described. The document Gerald signed that afternoon was a complete will revision. It named Ray as primary beneficiary of the full estate, with Donna listed as secondary beneficiary in the event Ray predeceased Gerald. Gerald's existing will, which had named Lisa as sole beneficiary, was replaced entirely. Gerald signed without independent counsel present. He believed he was doing something practical with his brother's support. Ray had no idea what had been signed. He had sat in the waiting room during the appointment, while Donna accompanied Gerald inside, explaining that she would help him understand the paperwork since Ray found legal documents confusing. He accepted that without question. Gerald Moss passed away in January of 2023. Donna filed the revised will within 2 weeks.
Lisa discovered the document when the estate attorney contacted her. She called Ray immediately, assuming he would be as surprised as she was. Ray told her he had been at the appointment. He told her Gerald had wanted to update his documents. He told her he had assumed Lisa already knew. Lisa retained attorney Howard Chen, a probate litigator in Charlotte with 16 years of experience. Howard filed the will contest and immediately requested Gerald's complete banking records for the previous 12 months. The transfers appeared in the records almost immediately, small and consistent, running from March through September of 2022. Howard traced the destination accounts and found they were registered to Donna individually with no connection to Ray. He then subpoenaed Donna's personal financial records and found that transferred funds had been spent on home renovations at Ray and Donna's Raleigh property and on personal credit card balances in Donna's name alone. Howard contacted Ray's personal attorney, who relayed the findings to Ray directly. Ray's response was immediate. He called Howard's office the same afternoon and asked to speak to him personally. He told Howard he had not known. He told Howard that nothing Donna had told him about the will appointment had been what she described. He told Howard he wanted to cooperate fully. Ray retained his own separate counsel and provided a sworn statement within the week. He described every conversation Donna had presented to him as straightforward family logistics, every explanation she had offered for the visits and the appointment, and the specific moment he had understood that none of it had been what she claimed. He confirmed that he had never received any money from Gerald's accounts, that he had not known about the transfers, and that the will revision had been entirely Donna's arrangement. The hearing was held before the Honorable Judge Patricia Wells at the Mecklenburg County Superior Court. Howard Chen presented the banking records showing the 7 months of transfers, the destination account registrations in Donna's name, Donna's personal financial records showing how the funds had been spent, and Ray's complete cooperation statement. He called the Document Preparation Services representative to testify that Gerald's appointment had been arranged by Donna, paid for by Donna, and that Ray had remained in the waiting room throughout. He then called Ray Moss to testify. Ray Moss sat in the witness box at 68 years old and told the court everything he knew and everything he had not known. He described being in the waiting room while his wife accompanied his brother into a document appointment he had believed was routine.
He described learning from Howard Chen what those documents had actually contained. He told the court that he had been in Charlotte multiple times during the period of the transfers and had not known a single one was occurring. He said he had spoken to Donna the night before the hearing and had not received an explanation he could accept. His voice broke once during the testimony. He did not look at Donna's table when he finished. Donna's attorney argued the will reflected Gerald's genuine wishes to provide for family members who had been present during his illness. Howard Chen asked the court to consider what genuine wishes looked like when the person arranging the document appointment had simultaneously been transferring money from Gerald's accounts to her own, had arranged the appointment without informing Gerald's longtime estate attorney, and had positioned herself as secondary beneficiary while ensuring her husband, who was in the waiting room, believed the appointment was routine. Judge Patricia Wells ruled the will invalid in its entirety, finding that it had been procured through undue influence and deliberate misrepresentation. She ordered the estate distributed to Lisa under Gerald's original will and ordered full restitution of the $160,000 in transferred funds. She referred Donna Moss to the Mecklenburg County District Attorney for elder financial exploitation, fraud, and criminal breach of family trust. Donna was convicted on all counts and sentenced to 6 years in North Carolina State Prison. Ray Moss filed for divorce the week after the conviction. The proceedings were completed within 4 months. Lisa Moss settled her father's estate quietly over the following year. She called Ray once after the divorce was finalized. The conversation was brief. She told him she did not hold him responsible for what his wife had done. He told her he appreciated that more than he could say. Neither of them had much else to add. Gerald Moss had spent his career building infrastructure that held things together under pressure. What Donna had built in his final year was designed to pull everything apart. The court ensured the structure his daughter was supposed to inherit remained standing, and the man who had unknowingly driven his brother to sign it away became, in the end, the witness whose testimony made the most difference. Would you have suspected a family member's spouse before you suspected the family member themselves? Tell us in the comments below. And if this story stayed with you, subscribe to Court of Shadows for more courtroom drama stories every week.